Wawa, wawa nui. It's been a minute. Hello, Hypnicity. Hello, Miss Annie Bear. How are we doing today? Those were some pretty cards this week. It's a small world. Yeah, we'll just give this a few minutes for everybody to find us again. Love the Oracle card deck that we used this week. The unicorns really wanted to come forward, so this was the deck that we were using this week. Hi, Carl. Thanks for finding us over here. Yay. Yeah. Just going to give us a few minutes here to get populated again, and then we will do some. Hello, Kim B. Lovely to see you again. Wawa. Wawa nui hamanisa. No. Hama. Yes, hamanisa. I got that right. Jane sharing her Ahuna essence with us. I'm going to pop this up here right quick so everybody can see. And it's the same reason that I display mine as well, is because when you're seeing the Huna essences, it actually is activating with your DNA, which is beautiful. Hello, Randy. How are you? Full of sunshine, I'd imagine. Hello, Carolina. How are you doing today? Beautiful. Wow. How neat. I dreamed, and part of it was a baby. I think it was a wombat. How gorgeous. Wombat is my symbol. It's also the symbol for hypnicity. That's called Kopa Nui, and that is it is the first month in the Lemurian New Year. So that's June 1st through the 28th. Wow, Randy is on 30 Acres of Bliss. Okay. Well, Carolina, this is pretty much an open format here. And so I've been just basically allowing the space open in case people have questions about the Lemurian astrology, a little bit of the Lemurian energy. And the other thing that I do is I do energy healing, primarily focused on animals. But it's also, humans are critters too. So it's meridian based as well. Hi, woman. How you doing, Karen? Long time no see. So we did a little bit of wandering around. Oh, how sweet. Annie Bear's telling about a dream she had. Her wombat had Rosie's eyes. Rosie is such a sweetheart. Do this, do that. Oh, no, no. Oh, no. You being bossed around, Paul? Oh, my. Oh, how neat. So Randy is saying that her solar eclipse will happen on her birthday. Neat. So Randy's one of our Maita babies. She was born on 29th. So any of the days that are the 29th, 30th, or 31st, you make up the 13th sign in Lemuria. This is called Maita. And your symbol will be a crystal. And it is the undistorted light from the central sun. Oh, great. Okay. Since we have a whole bunch of people here, if it is safe for you to do, I thought what we would do today is I'm going to start off with some harmonization, just like we did for the last one, just to get everybody here energetically speaking now and on the replay. One thing that I did want to speak to as well, if you're catching this on a replay and you have a question for me and you haven't been able to catch me, what you need to do is go ahead and comment below the any of the other ones. Hi, Rossi. Just leave your question for me in the comments section, and I can certainly answer it then on the next live that I do. Or if you're in a position that you can't, and I fully understand because I can feel into the energy field around us. So if you're in a position where you can't really discuss it or don't want your question put online, could you go ahead and go to my website, which is debbiedement.com. And yes, it is a shop. I changed my website over to my shop. But there is a contact me link at the top of the page on the toolbar. It's going to be on the right-hand side. Fill out that form. It doesn't matter what you put for the drop-down menu. You can, I think there's like sales or something else. That won't matter. Just go ahead and fill out the form for me, and it will click it through to my email, and I can talk to you that way as well. Okay? So let's get started here, energetically speaking, right quick. Tie ori ora mahaka watahi ite ingawa to iri te oatawana. Wayuatapikta ite ingawa tefenui trani tikta wayuatapu. Ite ingawa ta faya tamatua tama. Wayuatapu. Tie ori ora. I'm going to go ahead and run through one of the undoings. Hakta Toropa Potehituma Kakima Kakika Naro Hawatu Takima Takika Taitu Tehu Upo. Okay, great. There we go. Is light language held in Earth's minerals and crystals? Yes. So there is, if you see them, they're called Lemurian light crystals as well. And you can, if you just look at the images of the photos of those for sale, primarily those will be out of South America. You can actually see the striations in there, and you'll pick up the light language that's been basically encoded in that. Oh no, it's hitting a little bit hard for you, huh? Sometimes it can feel that way. It's a little punchy sometimes. Let me go back up while I have my eyes closed, because you guys have been busy. Hello, hello, hello. Oh, here we go. Okay. So love any healing energy and alignment will do. Okay. Let's see, can I talk about more? Oh, sure. So the inner planets, I'm not sure about the inner planets, but what I was speaking of in the other one, because our last card pulled was 2 of them, but this was the card for everybody's for the Lemurian astrology that we picked this week. This was the bottom of the deck. One of the cards at the bottom of the deck. And the other one is, I'll just pull it up here for us. So both of these for this week. Okay, but what she was speaking of was this one, which is the high heart. And what I was telling people is we have been pretty much in our minds for a while, and now we are going into our heart. We're going out of our head and into our heart, and then we will be coming up into Tatama, which is the high heart, which is in between the two. So we have checking a clingy male kitty cat. Huh, that's an interesting. So your male cat is named Zoe. It's unusual. Don't usually see a male with that name, but that's okay. I think it's a dwarf. Previous Daisy. Oh, that's why I was seeing the white. Okay. Just going to dip into Zoe's energy right quick. And yeah, I'm feeling clingy. And you might want to go ahead and take him into the vet just to be checked. Body feels really warm to me for some reason. There may be an underlying medical that needs to be looked at with your kitty. Because his body feels a lot warmer than what I would expect. Yeah. Okie dokie. So we had that. Hello, Paul. How are you today? Cool, cool, cool. Oh, okay. Ran out of names that rhymed with that. Makes good sense. Sure, sure. Beautiful. Okay. Rossi, what kind of alignment do you need today? I was thinking about doing a bubble technique for everybody. Does anybody need to do the alchemies this week? Yeah, heart space is easier to be in. Heart space can be a little bit tricky though, because you start to feel everything around you. And so sometimes with the empathic stuff, you end up really feeling into absolutely everything. With the head energy, you're more clinical. So you're not as emotional as what's going on. Oh no. Got a kitty or a puppy that's deciding to be stop jumping. I know she loves me. Yeah, that can also be a sign of dominance with puppies. That's what that can be. So, yes. Yes, you are correct. Aw, how beautiful. Hi, Aunt Betsy. How you doing? A little bit of sunshine coming through here. Okay, so we have the bubble technique. Just trying to get a feel for. Beautiful. Okay, okay. Do the dimension thingies. Randy, it won't matter if it's a girl or a boy. It's a dominance thing. And it goes back to puppyhood is what it is. They just try to, when puppies are wrestling around, and you'll see this especially with the tiny ones. That's part of the, they're really, it's not really a dominance point whenever they're a puppy. But what they're doing is they're trying for any member of the pack will do it, but it's kind of gross. So if you're eating, don't eat. But they'll regurgitate food. Any of the pack members will feed a puppy. And so some of the coming up with the feet on an adult will be feed me, feed me, feed me thing. And but as they get older, the lean in thing can also be a dominance issue where they're like leaning on, and even though they're coming at it lovingly, it can be the thing of I'm a higher pack member than you, especially if it's an adult. And they're little ninjas with it. Oh no, I'm just loving you. So I think what we're going to go ahead and do right quick. Hi, Polly. Nice to meet you. Yeah, she's a blue healer, and she's constantly hungry. That's a blue healer for you. Oh, thank you, Paul. Everything's going moderately well with me, knock on wood. And I hope everything's going great for you over there in South Carolina. But let's go through a bubble technique right quick. And what this is going to do is this is going to connect your energy and clean and clear it a little bit so that you are connected. And then right after that, what I'm going to do, okay, so she's a teenager. I'll chat with you after we do some energy work here because she's at the worst phase of her life as a teenager. And so consistent obedience training is the thing that I really recommend. You would be surprised what you can do just with sits, downs. Come here, let's go for a walkies. Wow, 75 in South Carolina. Are you already at that, Paul, or is it going to get up to that temperature? It's pretty abundant in heat and warmth. Okay. So what we're going to do is let's just go ahead and look up towards the ceiling, just at a point on the ceiling. Don't hurt your eyes, but we're going to go ahead and close your eyes, close your eyelids down. But behind your eyelids, keep your eyes looking up just very gently. We'll take a nice breath in. And then hold. And then just gently let it out. Now imagine a light coming from above. Let it be whatever color it wants to be. Let it bathe through the top of your head and all through your head and your face, all around your eyes, your nose, your mouth, bathing your ears and the back of your head, down through your neck, your throat, into the tops of your shoulders, cascading off your shoulders, down your arms, bathing around the elbows, your forearms, wrists, hands, out your fingertips, and towards Mother Earth. The same light will now cascade down into your lung space, all around your heart, in between the heart and lungs, under your shoulder blades, over your shoulder blades, down your back, through your diaphragm, and feel this color power washing all through your abdomen, pushing out any gunky energy, anything that might have gotten stuck, any trapped emotions ahead of it, down towards Mother Earth. Feel the same light going down your back, all the way to your hips. Turn the volume up of this light all the way around your hips, power washing. Sometimes we get stuck. We feel like we can't move forward in life and it'll get stuck around our hips. Beautiful. There we go. Down through your thighs, your knees, balancing the knees. Beautiful. Down through your calves, your ankles, your feet, out through your toes and the bottoms of your feet into Mother Earth. And keep that light going from above. Mother Earth is going to offer you a different color coming up from underneath. Feel it bubble up through your feet, up through your ankles, your calves, your shins, up through your knees, your thighs, up through your hips, up through your abdomen, through the diaphragm, into the heart space. So both lights are meeting in your heart space, and allow them to form a bubble. Beautiful. Now push this bubble out so that it's a larger bubble and you're stepped inside of this bubble. Let it be whatever size it wants to be. It can be 3 feet, 5 feet, 10 feet or more, all the way around you. Good. Okay, and we're going to go immediately into what's called an alchemy of the dimensions. It feels good, doesn't it? So what this is going to do is help you to, one, get out of some of the duality stuff that we see in our regular 3D world, and to help us experience a bit more of that high heart energy. And so what I need you to do is imagine yourself in a place in Mother Earth where she is grounding and nurturing and holding you. So that can be in your favorite tree, walking along a beach, walking through an alpine meadow, whatever is grounding to you. Give me just a second and I'll set up my own energy here. Okay, and then we'll begin. At any point that you feel dizzy, just imagine Mother Earth holding you and filling you full of light, okay? Alchemy of the first dimension. Alchemy of the second dimension. Alchemy of the third dimension. Alchemy of the fourth dimension, which brings us into the energy of the fifth dimension. And this helps to bring us up and out of the polarity that sometimes happens in 3D. Polarity actually happens in the fourth dimension. So the fifth dimension gets us into non-duality. And if you would like, you can hang out here. Mother Earth will hold you. And for everybody else, we're going to go a little higher today. At any point you feel like stopping, you can certainly hang out in your favorite spot with Mother Earth, and she will hold you. So let's go alchemy of the fifth dimension. Alchemy of the sixth dimension. Alchemy of the seventh dimension. Which brings us into the eighth dimension. This is where you'll see the Ascended Masters. So you may now have experiences in your meditations. You could be walking or playing with your dog or coloring crayons with your grandchild and have experiences of the Ascended Masters. You may smell roses from Mother Mary, Kuan Yin of compassion. You may see the purple violet ray of Saint Germain. He works with the violet flame. There's some of the experiences you can have with the 8th dimension. So if you would like, you can hang out here. And we're just going to go just a little bit higher up today. If you would like to experience. If you don't, you can hang out here with the Ascended Masters. And again, Mother Earth will hold you, will nurture you, will ground you. Okay, for everybody else that wants to go a little higher, we're going to do alchemy of the 8th dimension. Alchemy of the 9th dimension. And that brings us up to the 10th dimension. 10th dimensional beings will represent themselves as orbs, colored lights, light flashes. Sometimes they will look like a shadow person, but they won't be like the darker shadow people that you'll see. But you can see out of the corner of your eye people coming and going. The main difference between them is you don't feel that dread sensation that you do with the lower shadow people. This one's just a little bit more annoying because you'll see them out of the corner of your eye, but you can't really see them directly. But you can see images of beings, but mostly they're the small different colored orbs. And those are 10th dimensional beings. And that's where we're going to be stopping today. So what I need you to do now is to just picture yourself again held in Mother Earth. We're going to come back into our bodies, nice and gentle. Take a nice breath in. And hold. And then just gently let it out. Beautiful. Wiggle your toes. Wiggle your fingers. As one of my geese goes overhead. Hi, nose. There we go. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your nose, and come on back in your own time. Beautiful. Lori Hunsinger. Yes, the orbs are 10th dimensional beings. Rossi. Your neck is going. Beautiful, beautiful. That was power. It was very enjoyable, isn't it? Yeah, it's nice to be able to take some time to just get into your own energy again and then to just kind of free it up a little bit. Sometimes we're so keen to get into the 5th dimension, but we can still be manipulated a bit by higher frequency energies, so we get up even higher than those as well. Oh, glad you enjoyed it, Polly. Nice release. Nice release from hypnicity. Yeah, your neck is letting loose. Beautiful. Yay. I'm so glad you guys have had great experiences with this. Okay. Now, I know earlier we had some people that were asking. Whew, that was nice release from someone. I know earlier we were having some asks for some energy work. So if you could just let me know right now if anybody's puppies are still hyper or in need of energy work, we can certainly hop over and move some of that. I was moving some energy earlier with the bubble technique and again with the alchemizations. That's the other thing that sometimes happens as well. Whenever you've got that 10th dimensional energy happening, you'll get laughter just completely out of the blue. Wow, that's pretty powerful hypnicity. Just found that I've had 18 lives with Merlin. That's a lot. Is anyone else having a lot of sweat flashes? Oh, that's interesting. Went through it decades ago. Wow, that's beautiful. See if anybody else is having that experience. Sometimes that's a flushing of toxins that are happening. Sure. Isn't that neat? I love how that happens. Cool. Looks like Rush is having the same thing. So it could be that you are expressing, like I said, detoxing, and that can also be a burning off of the lower frequencies, those lower energies that no longer serve. Yeah, as hypnicity is saying, oh, yeah, burning off a bad habit too. Beautiful. I am at night from time to time. Can be what would you like to focus on for energy work? Is there anything specific like your shoulders or your neck? Just kind of working in the neck area right now since that was mentioned a little bit earlier. Beautiful. Don't know about the past lives, but I know that I work with them now. Yeah, you can feel the different when you're in the eighth dimension there where the ascended masters are. There are a lot of different flavors to them. For example, Kuan Yin is compassion. And with Merlin, if I remember right, I think Merlin, isn't he connected to Saint Germain with the violet flame? I may have that incorrect, but I think there's a resonance with that as well. And again, with Merlin, that would be the Avalon Mysteries, would be Lemuria too. Left of the neck is sore, knees and hips. Did I put somebody to sleep? Some of my people have wandered off. Carl, do you have anything going on specific with any of your kitties? I know we had the one earlier that was feeling a little warm. Just saying hello, Aunt Betsy here. Paul, if Paul gets out of line, put him back in so he can be a little crazy. That's funny. That's funny. Well, Aunt Betsy, I'm about to do some energy work. So if you've got some aches and pains or anything, you can certainly hop in here and we'll go ahead and I'm going to start working on the energy here. Yeah. So right now I'm on the neck area, my head, sinuses. Oh, yeah. Okay, hang on a second here. So Kim B. Let's just go ahead and go right through. So I'm going to start at the top of the head. Normally I don't, but if you are sensitive to energy, let me go ahead and get started here. I'm just going to start at the top of the head and clean and clear some of the sinuses. If you're sensitive to energy, you may actually feel me working in and around your body. And so that's just me coming and going. We'll do some cleaning and clearing. It might smell heavily, but at the same time, there's a lot of pollen. There's a lot to be said for washing your nose. Although I can't do those naughty, nutty pot things. I drown myself all the time with those. It's funny. Okay, now I'm onto the neck. I'm going to be working both sides. Oh my golly goodness, pollens are off the charts in Texas. I bet they are, especially with that windstorm that came through the other day. But everything's wound up. Base of the skull and the neck, and around the spine itself. I'm actually going to be working the vertebrae now. There we go. And then the muscles on the sides of the neck. It is helpful if you lift your chin up just a little bit. There we go. Basically so that your jaw's parallel to the ground. So what happens is that'll take some of the pressure off of the back of your neck and your neck muscles. And then for those that look up constantly, Annie Bear, you can actually tip your chin down towards your chest a little to feel the release. But most of us look down too much. Okay, I'm going to go through the tops of the shoulders. Woo! And through the trapezius muscles. There are itty bitty teeny tiny muscles that will go underneath, and they're an attachment underneath the top of the shoulder to the front of the neck, and that's really feeling tight on the right hand side. Oh, and there goes the left hand side. So we're just going to get those itty bitty teeny tiny stabilizing muscles to release a little bit here for us. Sometimes we get that first layer of tension off and we had no idea that those underlying support structures were that tight. And this can create some weird, odd strains in places where it's like, why does the tip of my shoulder hurt? And it's not actually the point of the shoulder. It's tiny little muscles that are further up underneath. And so we're going to go up underneath the shoulder blade a little bit on the right-hand side first, because this is another favorite human place to shove things, is under the mat. And especially if you're empathic, you can take on things that are not yours and shove it up underneath the shoulder blades. Great. Sneezing. Annie Bear, I heard one earlier, but we're just going to avoid all that today. Yeah, it's a stronger bubble in place this time. Your wings are trying to break through. Funny you should mention the wings. Back in 2021, I had 10th dimensional beings that were attaching wings. So I have wings. Pokebone on the left shoulder. Yeah, so let's do the left hand shoulder blade. We're going to go underneath that. Under the left shoulder blade, and now we're going to go on top of the shoulder blade. And we're going to go in between the two shoulders. So this is what's called the thoracics. I know, right? Somebody's dog just went. It feels pretty good. Yeah, I'm seeing a tail wag. There you go, dragon wings. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, we're going to do a little around the collarbones. It might make you cough. There are lung points. There are meridian lung points around the collarbones. There we go. Mm-hmm. Great. Now we're going to go down the arms because I can feel somebody's elbow. This is an older puppy. Somebody's elbow is just really ouchy. So we'll just go down the forearms. Beautiful. So at any point, this is energy work that I'm doing. This is meridian-based energy work. So you may have yawning, sneezing, burping, coughing, tears, more sneezing. At any point that you get these, sometimes your tummy will gurgle or you'll pass wind, or you can point. with your legs or with your arms. These are all signs that it has actually released into your bloodstream. So if you could just get yourself a drink of water, usually our animal friends and our they'll automatically go do it of their own accord. But as a person, if you could just get yourself a decent drink of water, if you've done any of those signs, that will help flush anything out of your body. Then beautiful. Okay, I'm on the back again. We've just finished with the hands and the arms. So I'm on the back, the lower spine, and the mid spine, little on the rib cage. The rib cage feels kind of tight for somebody. So hang on just a second. It may actually, if you've got ticklish ribs, you might actually feel me. And the other thing is, if you're not feeling any of the energy at all, don't worry. Your energy system, your energy body is responding to it, whether you feel it or not. It's just some people, they really have super sensitive energy systems, and it can feel really kind of freaky to have somebody touching you and you know nobody's there. I've done it to myself, even with recordings, and it just feels kind of strange if you don't know what's going to happen. But if you don't feel anything, it's okay, because it's still your energy system is following this. I'm on the internal spine, the internal lumbar. So this will be the back of the abdominal cavity and the interior of the spine. Sometimes this can hold a lot of weight and tension back there. And it's not normally an area that gets worked with. We're going to try to release the psoas from the interior there. Back side of the abdominal wall, up underneath the diaphragm. And sometimes this can help you to feel like it's easier to breathe. You're so welcome. Beautiful. Okay, we're going on the sides in between the rib cage and the hip. And now we're going to the hip and the point of hip. And then we're going to go where the back meets the spine, meets the pelvis, and all around, in and around the pelvis itself, all around the hips. We tend to hold a lot of tension in this region. And then it just kind of levers out. Sometimes our knees ache, and it's not actually our knees, it's needing to loosen up around the hip and the lower back. There we go. Beautiful. Okay, I'm just going to go down the thighs, the outer thighs. Those points, beautiful. Around the knees, just a little bit. Calves, ankles. We're going to be grounding this into Mother Earth pretty soon. There it goes. Ting points on the feet. This helps to ground. You can stomp your feet if you feel like it. Just don't hurt yourself. Sometimes you can do just gentle stomping into the ground, and that will help to ground off as well. Okay, and now we're going to bring the energy back up through the legs. It's going to be the inner knees, ACLs. Great. Inner thighs, up through the midline. Beautiful. Beautiful. Well done. You guys are doing great today. I feel taller. Left shoulder release. Beautiful. We're coming up the conception vessel, which runs right up your tummy. Beautiful. Barefoot on the grass. That's beautiful. Right at the end there. Gorgeous. Well done, everybody. Well done. Well done. Feel it all the way up. Great. Wonderful, everybody. Beautiful. Now remember, if you had any yawning or any of the symptoms, go ahead and, I should say signs, because those are all signs that there was a release. Get yourself a drink of water. How beautiful. Legs felt longer. You'll find that you can actually be longer or more balanced. Your body will actually come more into alignment. Floaty, you are so, so welcome. Better than red wine. We don't have that headache thing happen afterwards. Or are you speaking about drinking red wine? No, no, no. You need to have a little bit of water. You can have the wine later. Because it had an actual physical reaction. This is the same thing that happens that I warn people if I've done this hands-on, because the energy work that I just did is meridian based. I started it off with hands-on for Shiatsu, for horse and rider. So those are physical symptoms. Any of the yawning or, like I said, sneezing, coughing, etc. And so there'll be a physical release. Even though it's energy work, you've had a physical release is what those are. That's what that's showing you. So just get yourself a little bit of water and save the red wine for later. But that will help you. It will help you to flush anything that happens right on out of your body. Because it goes right into the bloodstream. You should feel like you've had red wine from this. You should feel pretty floaty and pretty balanced and pretty mellow, and you should be breathing a lot better than when we first started. And of course, any of our animal friends are going to be a lot calmer. I'll be surprised if they're not already asleep or at least calmer, period. Don't forget to thank the water. You can also bless your water ahead of time. Red wine. I always love when you do the neck. Oh, you are so, so welcome. I'm going to go outside barefoot now sooner rather than later as you go and enjoy, Rush. That sounds delightful. Yeah, if you get the opportunity, definitely barefoot on the ground is beautiful. Great. Breathing better. Water time. Yay. Yay. And you don't have to overdo it. It's not like you have to guzzle down an entire bucket full of it or something. Anywhere from 4 to 6 ounces will work. You're just trying to help flush that stuff right out of your bloodstream. That's all. And it's great to see, if you've had any of those, yawning or sneezing or anything like that, it certainly helps to see that you've had that reaction. So, my goodness, Lori Hunsinger said that was an old surfing injury. Ouch. And at any point, you can come back to the replay. I'm going to try to do the timestamps for this one for us. And you can enjoy it again. You are so, so welcome. Very, very welcome. Ice water. Yeah, Paul, at those temperatures, I can certainly understand why. You're very, very welcome. You're so welcome, Rush. Absolutely. Did I lose Carl? I think I've lost a couple of people. Drifted right on off to sleep. It happens. Oh my goodness, we have the AC on. I don't blame you. That's pretty warmish already for springtime. Makes me wonder what it's going to be like in the summer. You are so welcome. Oh, that sounds yummy. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Drinking a handmade lemonade that my mom made. Ooh, yum, yum, yum. Carl probably fell asleep. It wouldn't surprise me. And yeah, it's like this. Rosie just loves you. I love Rosie too. She is such a sweetheart. Usually our animal friends will fall asleep, and don't be angry with yourself. Well, I knew you, Rush. Well, wow. If you fall asleep to this, that's okay. It's actually better than okay, because that allows your energy system to go offline so that you can reboot. It does a lot better work. Yeah. Wow, I knew you. And for those that are new here, Wa is the first Lemurian first principle of love. Wawa is much love, and Wawa Nui is much love to everyone. Yeah, made with love, can't get better than that. I fully agree. And kind of like what Randy was saying earlier about blessing your water, you can just simply place your hands over it and put your love intention into your food or into your drinks, so that even if it wasn't your homemaking, you can certainly align it with your energy systems. Oh, well, I don't know who this person is, but oops. Wawa Nui at the same time there. But sending blessings to somebody that's transitioned then. And yeah, it is late in the Philippines. I haven't seen Utica, but it's late for her too. She's usually checking in from, I want to say Mumbai. And I think, was it Rush that was also from Mumbai? Oh, it might not be Mumbai. It might be, but it might be, it's either Rossi or Rush. Somebody else is from India as well. Wow, that sounds so yummy. Yeah. Ooh, orange segments. Yum, 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 yum. So you're at 215. Ah, those are beautiful. I use the Andromeda Aqualed to clear my water. Beautiful. I'll be. I didn't know that. So someone from a band, Young Bloods. Well, I'd say play his music. At least his music will be carrying on. Yeah, doesn't that? That sounds so yummy. That it does. Transports. The music transports. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Oh, there we go. Okay. So Russia's still here in DC, but Indian born and raised here in the US. Wonderful. At least you can say that Ayurvedic for me when I stumble over it and try to carry on with the information from it. I think Kim B's making everybody want an orange or some lemonade. Rossi's down in Florida. Beautiful. Oh, beautiful. Everybody all around here. It's gorgeous. I struggle with it. I really do. It's easier for me to just say Lemuria 3. The information's very helpful, though. Oh, that's who that is. Okay. Hypnicity is saying some of the, one of the people that passed over then, come on now, people now, smile on you, brother. And I will not inflict any more of my music on you. Wow, that sounds yummy. Getting some variations here. Strawberry lemonade. I love a raspberry lemonade myself, or loganberry. Oh, wow. But that won't happen until July. Ooh, yum, yum. Soft black licorice. Randy's going to go for some oranges here. Wow, that's a pretty good age, 83. I find with a lot of the musicians, and this is something that's really helpful too, is with our stuff, if you can do music, singing, singing like nobody's watching, but the musicians, I notice, because they have the frequencies from the music itself, they do tend to live a little bit longer. And yeah, that was a really beautiful song. Yum. Aunt Betsy's already making the lasagna for supper tonight. Wowzers, wowzers. Didn't you just pick her up from the airport, Paul? My word. She's making her first lasagna for the night for her homecoming, I guess. Yum. Yes, sing. Absolutely. Oh no, raspberries. I cannot be trusted. It's nice to know I'm not alone. Raspberries are wonderful. Raspberry. Yum, 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 yum. Ooh, now that's interesting. I wonder, how did you find this? Bought some white strawberries, was told that it has a pineapple flavor to it. I'll be. I'll be. Yum. That sounds yummy. Grilling a steak. It's been marinating. You guys are making me hungry. I'll be. White strawberries. Who would know? That's impressive. I wonder what they did to the strawberries to make them white or how they found it. Hmm. Well, it's like that Coca-Cola song that I was telling you about. What was it? I'd like to see the something about everybody singing in perfect harmony. It was like a Coca-Cola commercial back in the 70s. But yeah, it's the same sort of a message. Absolutely. Yeah. I'm sure. It's so much easier on the other side too. Yeah. So proud of him. Agreed. The package said Le Bon, which is basically the white. Yeah, that was it. That was it. Yeah, I love that song. I can't sing worth snot, but I just love that song. Now that's interesting. So the numerology maybe 83, 11. Yeah, and that song 1111. Ooh, huh. We had some a little strange with the flavor and texture. That's one too, where if you're thinking that a food type should be something and then you eat it and it is a new flavor, um, then it can be a little disconcerting whether if you had just gone into it and let's say that it's a white strawberry, but it tastes like a pineapple. If you hadn't made the strawberry connection to it, like I'll give you an example. Ages ago, I had a pet, and she was called a Kawadi Monday. And what that is kind of like the daytime version of a raccoon. They're in the raccoon family, but they're native from Arizona, the state of Arizona. I think that you can also find them in Texas, but they go all the way through Mexico, Central America, and into South America. Anyways, our girl was from a USDA certified breeder up here in the States. And when she was born, the strawberries had already come and gone. So I didn't get the opportunity to feed her a strawberry when she was a baby, but she absolutely adored radishes. And so she got to have the radishes most of her first year. And then when the strawberries came in season, I thought for sure she would love them because she adored anything sweet. Marshmallows were her thing. And she just loved marshmallows and she loved sweet things. And I thought for sure that she would just absolutely adore the strawberries. Well, I gave her the first strawberry and I handed it over to her. And I did not think about the radishes whatsoever. She spit that out like you would not believe. She thought that was the nastiest tasting radish she'd ever encountered. Oh, it took me days to figure out why she was spitting it out. She wouldn't have anything to do with them. Yeah, I guess she thought that they were rotted or something. Lord. She never would eat a strawberry, though. Oh, Lord. Pretty funny. I'll be root beer with Doritos tastes like a hot dog. I'll be mixed foods. Oh, no. Well, I'm sure everybody's done this too in the mornings whenever you're asleep, anyways, and you've got the two choices of milk and and orange juice side by side. Every kid has done this, every kid. But you're thinking you're reaching for the glass of milk and you've ended up with the glass of orange juice instead and you're not awake. Oh, Lord Almighty. That's just really, or vice versa. Yeah, I don't drink soda or eat Doritos. Well, not anymore, but I'm sure we all did when we were kids. Yeah, that's just it. It's a lot of memories. Plus, the food, it has to be said, the foods that we had back then, they were sugar based. They weren't high fructose corn syrup. And that does make a big difference with what we've got. So we make a drink with carnation. Let me see here. We make a drink with carnation and orange juice and vanilla. That sounds really good. Wow, Paul's just going off the horizon here. No. I love peanut butter, and I don't think I've ever attempted that. That sounds a little dodgy. It sounds like something my brother would have come up with. Try a bite. Oh, there was one he came up with. It was peanut butter mixed with maple syrup. Oh no, we call it this in Spanish. Oh my word. Oh my. Sounds like one of the floats. Peanut butter and bananas. Yeah, I've done that one. The peanut butter and syrup, the maple syrup, it was really good, but it was a little hard to put on a sandwich. It kind of oozes everywhere. Makes it a little runny. It was quite good. Oh, one of the nicer things I've had is, gotta be careful with it because it's really addictive if you're not careful. But those pickle spears. Didn't you take bacon and wrap it around the pickle, the dill pickle? Ooh, oh, that was good. Oh, that was like really, 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 really good. No, I haven't heard of that. I really haven't heard of that. That's strange. I wonder what a raccoon would make of that. They usually like things like that. Peanut butter on popcorn. Agreed. Bacon makes everything better. Ooh, that's yummy. Switch from peanut butter to almond butter. Although I tend to be a huge peanut butter fan. Or raw. My grandma used to grow peanuts whenever I was a kid. That was one of the first things she taught me how to do, was to pop the peanuts. Raw peanuts. Yum, 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 yum. Yeah, try the bacon. Yep. Yay. That's cool. Randy doesn't like bacon. That means we get your bacon, right? Oh, I can't have, so I eat almonds now. Yeah, you've got to do the trading thing. Yep, I understand. Most of that's just that it's one of those compromise things where it's like you're looking for something you could substitute it with that's similar to, but we go through various stages of our lives, and during each stage of our lives, we've got different nutritional profiles, different things that our bodies are needing and everything. Yeah, yeah. Take it all. Aw, that's great. I'm so glad you guys are hanging out with me. This is fun. Very sweet. It's interesting if you're not eating that much sugar in your diet. Like, for example, I was years ago, I was doing that where I didn't have very much sugar going on. Actually, no sugar. So the sugar was just natural sugars. And so sweet, what was it? Sweet peppers. But just even regular green pepper tastes very sweet. Yeah. Yeah. It's like Annie Bear. She says, I'm not liking the meat very much anymore. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So your tastes can very much change according to what your body is needing in the moment. That's why I was saying, it's not it's whatever your body needs. We're not cookie cutter. That's for sure. And the important thing too is that what you need can change. So what you need. Did you guys ever try the milk of Pepsi? No. But did you ever do when you were a kid? Did you ever have like the red licorice? I think they were like just called red licorice fines. You bite off both ends of that, and you can use it as a cheap straw on a regular diet. Not diet. I don't think anybody should drink diet, but you could use it as a straw for soda. I did that as a kid. I could be a pescatarian, vegetarian, but never a vegan. Yeah, like I said, and it's just what everybody's body needs. Some person might not need the meat. Other people might need more meat and less to the other. Yes to the straw. I tried that in a Diet Coke because that was the only thing that my aunt had, and it foamed over because the diet soda ate the straw, ate my licorice straw. That was a mistake. Oh, me. My mom and I had really enjoyed the milk and Pepsi. So there you go, Paul. You have a winner. Milk and orange sodas. Yeah. Tried the straw. It got soggy. You didn't drink it quick enough. And yeah, I will. But it was fun. Did you ever do the thing where you put the vending machine? It was a vending machine that we had. It was at my grandma's house whenever I was a bitty kid. And you put the quarter in, but you had to hang on to the neck of the soda bottle. And then you pull it out straight out of the vending machine. But they were the old timey Coke bottles. But yeah, that vending machine, man, we discovered you had to grab the neck of the bottle before you drop the quarter in. Because if you didn't, there was a good chance that the machine wasn't going to allow it to come out. So yeah, you grab a hold of it. You put tension on it first. Then you drop your quarter in. Success. That bottle of soda. Cold soda on a hot day. Randy, what kind of a vegetarian are you, woman? That sounds like something that Karen would have come up with. That's so funny. Oh, Lord. Oh, yeah. Yeah. And sometimes you just need the extra protein. Your body could easily be rebuilding something and you just need it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a good chance of that too. Because like I said, your body needs different building blocks for what you're doing. So you could be, you could easily be laying down new muscling and you need that. Yep. Not drinking. I have a problem with the fizz part of it. Always have. I don't mind a little bit of fizz, but usually I'm over there trying to flatten the sodas. Oh, my word. Oh, Lord. Well, always remember, too, that you can use mushrooms as a protein substitute, too. If you really don't want the meat part, but you need the protein, you can absolutely do that. Yeah, my hubby's like, why are you doing that? I just really don't like fizzy. I remember Michael Jackson, yeah, with Pepsi. He had so many good songs. Yeah, this is the handy thing too, because not everybody eats or drinks the same thing. So it's like, here, I'll trade you. Yep, mushrooms are very full of vitamin D. Hmm. And that's it too. Sometimes you can't eat the mushrooms because of the variations. Unflavored seltzers. Yeah, I love mushrooms too. I had some mushrooms this morning. Yeah, the mushroom powder into my smoothie. I love adding some cordyceps into, and I think it's just, yeah, that one's just pure cordyceps. But it tastes like cocoa. I like adding it to coffee or just having it solo. But the nice thing about the cordyceps is it's a powdered mushroom. I think it tastes like cocoa myself, but it gives that little bit of energy boost, but then it tapers off at the end of the day. For me, this just me, um, the caffeine in the coffee gets me hyper and everything, but then I crash afterwards, and it's like it took the energy that I would have had hours ago and compresses it over here, but then I end up with the crash. Let me see. Oh, you have a great day, Paul. Hi to Aunt Betsy, and I'm sure you guys are going to have a lot of fun together. That lasagna sounded yummy. Let me see. Cordyceps, I think is how that's pronounced, or written rather. No, that's not it. Try it again. Throw in an R while we're at it. Oh, you have a great week. There we go. Yeah, that's what it tastes like. I mean, it tastes like, to me, it tastes like a cocoa. But this is when the Annie Bear mentioned too. A little bit is not going to hurt you, but if you're on something that is like balancing your blood pressure, be careful of the amount of mushrooms that you're going to consume because it can affect. What it'll do is it will stack on top of the heart medication slash blood pressure. You know, if you've got heart stuff and you're balancing your blood pressure stuff, it can impact what your medicines are doing. So be careful. A little bit's not going to harm you, especially if you're eating it as just a regular, slices of mushrooms in your salad or what have you. But if you're like taking a whole bunch of the cordyceps with your coffee, and then you're eating mushrooms with your omelet in the morning, and then you're eating mushrooms later on in the day, it'll stack up, and it will then double up on the effect that your medications are doing because it balances. That's what the mushrooms do. They'll automatically balance it. Hmm. Excuse me. And yeah, that's just it. If you're on some version of medication, or if you are, oh no, did you learn it the first time way? Probably. But yeah, it's kind of like Lori Hunsinger with the Hashimoto's. If you have an immune problem, what will happen is if you have an autoimmune response, your body's autoimmune response is attacking your body because it's already super heightened. And mushrooms are amazing because they do have vitamin D3 in there. However, that means that it will be adding to and strengthening that immune response. If you need the immune response for a normal person, say cold seasons or what have you, well, that's great. But if you're already having, um, you're welcome, Randy. If you're already having the heightened immune response from Hashimoto's or an autoimmune, I think rheumatoid arthritis would be another example of that, where your body's attacking itself because it's so over heightened with the immune response. Then you need to not have the mushrooms because they will boost your immune system, which is already acting like the Hulk. So not compound the problem then. I wondered if your puppers would fall asleep for you, so it's nice to know that happened. I figured as much. Usually, if I'm talking, they either do one of two things. They'll either try to knock something over, climb over the top of you, or they will conk out. Eventually, they'll conk out if I talk long enough. And that's to do with the energy healing. Actually, Randy, since you already have the MP3s that I have, you can play those around your puppies if they're getting rambunctious. Yeah, it's like this, Lori. Mine's sleeping already. You know how to use Debbie's lives to put them to sleep. Yep, it's on a loop. And that was the other thing I was going to suggest is since you have the MP3s, you can do the same thing. You can put them on a loop, put them on a repeat, or you can just judiciously, if they're getting out of hand, if you need to calm your pets down, you can put the MP3 or you can play the replays. You can do the lives. And the nice thing about it is, even though it looks like a sedative, what's happening is they've gone to sleep because their energy system's being rebalanced. And so over time, you are going to have a calmer pet. They will be able to more emotionally be able to handle what's going on around them. They won't be as excitable. Now, it's not to say that you're not going to go for WALK. As I don't want to actually say that out loud because we've got nice sleeping puppies right now. But you can certainly use that as an emotional tool for them so that they can calm down and get their best lives. That was the whole purpose of me creating the MP3s and to come on here and to start doing the lives for people. And yeah, at any point, you can certainly go to, I've got the website link in my description box below where you can go to my site and see, there is MP3s and there's also one-on-ones that are available. And you can always contact me through my contact page, which is on debbiedement.com. Is the Ascension easier for the fur babies? I think it is simply because to begin with, they are closer to the undistorted light than we are. Although they have filters and although they're working through things too, they don't have the same hangups that we do. Sometimes they have different hangups, depending on the lives that they've gone through. But it's easier on them. And to some extent, I think that's part of why they're here. Because you'll end up with unconditional love from a dog or a cat, whereas sometimes with the human is going through things as well. And so sometimes we're not as available to give the unconditional love that one of our pets can. Aw, thank you, Annie Bear. Rosie loves them. I'm so glad. Rosie's such a sweetheart. And of course, Rossi's got her beautiful kitty there. Yeah. And that was one of our cards for the week, too. Let me see if I find it again. Yeah. This was our second card for the week. So just a nice reminder for us, for all of us. So we're getting support from our furred and family members this week. Furred and feathers. In fact, I think I put my birds to sleep. I have wildlife that hangs out around me. They're being awfully quiet today, so I think I conked them out as well. Alrighty, gang. Well, thank you so much for hanging out with me today, and I'm glad that you all enjoyed all of the energy techniques that we've done. I'm hungry, going to go find something to eat. But thank you. I really enjoyed this, and thank you so much for hanging out with me, and wawa nui. And I will see you next week. Bye.